Activate Core presents its annual virtual book tour from June 29th to August 31st. Journey with 30 authors from different genres and 8 different countries globally as they traverse the virtual spaces of YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, WhatsApp, WeChat, Facebook, and many others. Tune in for live radio interviews, webinars, and book reading activities. Share in the wonders of our stories every Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on the SchoolDem Radio station. We hope to see you on board.
Yes, just want to say good morning. Welcome to the program. It's called Activate Core, where you get to hear from authors and writers of books, how they have been inspired, and where can you get all these books, and what is coming up next. And so this morning we want to say good morning to our guests. Good morning and welcome to SchoolDem Radio.
Good morning, SchoolDem Radio.
Yes, man. I want you to introduce yourself, like telling the people your name and where you're calling from, and a little about you. Yes.
All right. My name is Tshepo. I am a South African, but I'm living and working in China, and that's where I'm calling from right now. I am a teacher in China. I teach elementary, and I've taught almost every grade by now, English and a little bit of math and some science. So I'm very versatile in that regard. But I'm an author of poetry. I write poetry, and have currently started going live and sharing my poetry with the world. So that's a little bit about me, and you'll be getting to know me throughout this 1 hour together.
Wow, so very nice to know that we can link up from here all the way in China. Yes, nice to have you. Okay, so I'm gonna let you go straight ahead and tell us a little about the name of your title of your books and you know what is included. Yes, go straight ahead.
DJ Funksion, I like the way you want me to introduce books in plural form.
Yes,
I've only
books.
written one book so far.
Books, yes.
The title of my book is That Cloud Has a Silver Lining, and it is an anthology of poetry. It actually has 136 poems inside, and it's as thick as the Bible. So please don't underestimate that book. It's got a lot of power inside. And it is. It was written over a period of about 12 years, and it's basically 3 books that were put into one over the 12 years of writing, and finally it is one book.
Okay. So, yes. So what is the book all about, and what inspired you to write this book?
Yeah. So the book talks about how in each and every situation, no matter how cloudy it may seem, there is always a silver lining at the end of the day. It means there's always a positive aspect that can come out of any situation. Most of it could have been bad, because I think I was mostly writing when I was going through a tough circumstance, like the divorce of my parents was actually the cause of me writing my very first poem. And when I wrote about it, I got a release in my system, in my spirit as well. I could feel myself becoming more accepting of the situation, and I coped instead of going into a mental breakdown. Very so often, we find ourselves in situations where we did not anticipate we would be in, and having a mental breakdown is very common, even though we don't share about it. However, I had my poetry book to write to, and I believe that when someone reads that same circumstance, they can get healing through that circumstance, knowing that there's a silver clouding at the end of it.
Okay, I can really relate to what you're saying, because I'm a writer also, but I'm a songwriter, okay? And my first song that I ever wrote in my life was because of a bad experience. Yes, and instead of taking it, like you say, to think about what really happened, I make a song of it. Yes, and that was my very first song. Yes, so I can kind of I relate to what you're saying. And then that first song now let me understand, say, okay, I saw people are interested in my song, so I say, oh, so that's the way how that's how you write songs. Okay, I almost.
So did you wait for the next circumstance to write a new song?
No, that very first one, it just showed me the way, and I just start to create song from that one. Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, from the very first, it was a very bad experience. And instead of worrying about it,
right now.
yes, instead of worrying about it, I don't know, I just come up with a song, and that was my very first song. And then family member pass and hear me singing, and they are like, sing it again, and I sing again, and they went and call some other people and say, come listen this, sing it again. Yeah.
Okay. That is a beautiful story.
Yes, it was all from a bad experience.
I actually want to hear that song.
Yeah,
I would love to hear that song.
Well, it goes like youth man. I call it youth man now watch his sufferation. So I'm a Jamaican, so I'm like, youth man now watch his sufferation. Youth man now watch his sufferation. Just pray to God to be a big man. The house where you live is something to look pan. You have a tall fridge, you have a television. Sad bust the players.
DJ Funksion. Hey.
Yes, man.
You got lyrics.
Yes, man. Yes, I'm a lyricist. I'm a writer, and nowadays, if you give me the beat, I write songs for the beat as fast as you think. Yeah. Yeah, I'm very good at writing. Yes, so I can really relate to what you're saying. You can really. And I want the listener to know this. You can turn bad circumstances into something good, at all times. Yes.
Very true.
Yes. So yes. I understand what you're saying. Yes. Yeah, you can go ahead and tell us some more, man. We are interested to hear.
Okay. Yes. So, as you may know, people grow. So the way I wrote my first set of poems was as a teenager, 18, 19, and obviously the people who are 18 and 19 can relate to it. But I did grow, and I went to university, and I could not relate to my old poetry as much as I could to my current circumstance. So I had to keep on writing. When I turned 21, my poems were more relevant for someone who's 21. And when I was 27, my poems were more relevant for people who are 27. So I found myself having big struggles of putting together a themed kind of book. So over time, I had to go back and change some parts of the poems so that they can accommodate anybody of any age group from age 12 to age 90. That was only because I had done it when I was more mature. I was now in my 30s, and I thought, if I want my daughter to read this, I want her to get something out of it. So I need to tweak and change so that it's always relevant. I want her to look at this book and say, you know what, I can go into this circumstance and not think of it as if Dad was going through it. I can think of it as I am going through this experience, and I definitely will find a solution for it.
You make me start to think about Bob Marley. You know about Bob Marley, right? Yes.
Yes, I do.
So Bob Marley Bob Marley was back in the 60s, I think, and even though sang, these young generation that coming up now still use them, still love them, still sing them. Yes.
That is so true.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And of the The last four poems that I wrote were mostly related to finding my wife, because I found my wife in China. And the circumstances that brought us together made me realize, wow, I'm riding on the silver cloud that I always speak about. And therefore, the character of the poem has got a lot of storytelling more than what the others used to have. It tells a deep story of how, as a person, I've been changing. And because of my changes, this is the kind of energy I attract. And this is the kind of energy I repel. And as a result, this is my new result. And who I'm becoming. I am becoming as I'm busy going through the experiences I'm going through.
Wow.
And I wrote a poem about it.
Okay. So,
you were saying?
Yeah, no, I was saying, while you're talking, there's things that coming into my mind. I remember I have an artist, Virgin, he always say, careful about the song that you write and sing, because sometimes it apply to your life, so... we were
saying sometimes, he actually means always.
Yes, we were singing, we were writing song after a while about woman who cheat on us, even though it wasn't happening for real, but after a while it started happening for real. Yeah,
I understand him now.
Yes, it started to happen for real. We start to get born for real. Okay. Yes, and we used to sing. We used to just make it up and sing it, and then it turned real. The word take on flesh. Yes, and become real. Yes, so
the word became flesh and made his dwelling among us. That is so true.
Yeah,
it's funny that you mentioned that, because when I was around 25, I'm now 35. When I was 25, I was single for about 5 years. I decided to stop dating at the age of 21. So it was 22, 23, 24, and 25. And I had stopped dating for my reasons. I was brokenhearted, and also I was in a transitional change. I wanted to clear my mind of this dating game. So this one night, I woke up in the middle of the night at 12 o'clock. And I thought, God, do you know that I will not be single forever? So I think we should start planning our future together, so that by the time the future comes, I'm not shocked. And funny enough, that night, God replied, in his own way. I felt the Spirit come over me, and I started writing. I wrote a poem in which I wrote the type of wife I want to have in the future. And you know that now when I open that poem, it's in this book, that exact woman is in my life and is my wife.
Wow. Amen. Amen. Well, my thing to that is like, I tried to stop date, but I was having problem with the ladies. They were still coming at me. Yeah. So I didn't really get a break. They wasn't giving me any break. Yeah, but I always know I always know the type of woman that I want. I wanted a woman that served God for real. Because I tell myself that if she serve God, if she's loyal to the king, then she will be loyal to her husband. So I used to get can get any type of girl that I want. I always have that ability, opportunity. Yeah. Rather, ever since
especially when you're a lyrics person.
Yes, I become a lyricist. I have enough lyrics for them. And thing. Yes, but I always want a Christian woman. A God-serving woman. And when I start to come to the U.S., from Jamaica, I start to come to the U.S. I used to come here to perform as an artist before. We get entertainer permit. We come and we do our thing. We go on a little tour and thing, and we go back home. But there's always these ladies, telling me that I should stay and get married to them and stuff like that,
Oh my goodness.
Yes, and I always want to go home, and and so till I met my wife now, that I now married to for 8 years now. Yes.
Wow.
And she is exactly the type of woman I was waiting for. So yeah, it's good for you to, set your goal, wait, have patience, and all the thing that you're talking about is so very good to, can share this with other people. Yes, for real. Yes.
It's very true. Do you know that I also wrote a poem about something that I will never ever get, like, for example, a brother. One of the poems I wrote was about a brother that I never had, because I am one of two siblings. My sister and I are the only children my parents had. So in all my life, I always used to look at my friends having brothers who could protect them and teach them how to fight and things like that, copy their homework. And those are the things I could not relate to with my sister. Who was always on the feminine side of life, and I had to have an understanding. Had to have an understanding of what females go through and be accepting of her boyfriends, kind of thing. And those who were almost her husbands, and I would always be the guy they have to go through. But on the other hand, I really wanted a brother because I had nobody to guide me on how to know or how to maneuver my life as a man.
Okay, so on that topic, remember where you stop, right? So with me now.
Yes.
All right, so we're comparing the both, right? So with me now and that part of it, I did have brother, and I have five girl after me. My mama 5. I didn't have any father coming up, period.
Okay.
Right? So there was 5 girl after me, and then one boy before me, 5 girl after me, and 1 boy last, right? Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, but
Yes.
I never get to grow with them. I'm always like out there, like homeless, no father around, no mother. So yeah, I used to envy my friend. I used to envy my friends just like you, like. I used to envy my friend, but they didn't know that I envy them. When I follow them to their home, and I see them with their mother and father and sister and brother, and this one guy, his mother used to, like, if his mother is giving him dinner, she share my dinner too. If she's giving him breakfast, she share my breakfast too. So we automatically, yes, like they took me like a family, so they let me feel like I have a family as well. Yes, but what you're saying, I understand, man. I used to envy my friend too, man, when I go around them and see them with their parents and their siblings, and I didn't have it like that, Yeah. So I kind of.
Were you like the leader of the family as a result?
Yes, of course. Yes. Right now, even right now, to be honest, my younger brother, right? My younger brother, he grows up with my mom and his dad and the rest of the family. They were very sheltered. I would say a bit of spoil, because his dad did, financially okay, so he could afford to buy me even a car before he was 18 and so on and so forth. So okay, so here's the problem now. Now that mom passed away, his dad passed away. I think he's now in his 40s, but the guy is struggling because he's not.
Yeah.
You understand?
He's not used to working for himself.
Right. He's struggling. So I have to be like reaching out to him now and trying to see what I can do.
Wow.
Yes, brother.
It's funny that you're saying you with the struggle became stronger, and him without the struggle became weak. You know what I mean?
I like how you say that. I like how you say that. Yes.
Think about it. In the end of my poem, I actually wrote, I don't regret not having a brother, because those who had the brothers were bullied by the brothers.
Okay.
And those who I thought were better off were actually not better off.
Okay.
So it's okay to have, and it's also okay to not have. Either way, what you've got is enough for you.
Listen, I love how you say that, brother. Listen, I always tell people the best part of my life journey was the time when I was going through those struggles. Right, because what you learn out of going through struggle, you're not gonna get that. You're not gonna learn that into a comfort zone. You know. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. The knowledge,
Yes.
the education, the whatever you get there, you can't get that out of a comfort zone. You understand?
Very
so
true.
all those whatever we go through in life, man, it's for a reason, it's for a purpose. And to me, all those things work out for my good, you know. Yeah.
They
So
were for your good.
yes,
Romans 8:28.
it was all for your good. Yes, it is. Yep.
Yeah. In fact, when you're speaking like that, you're making me realize I still have more to write, because there was a recent struggle that I had just about 4 years ago. I was new to the idea of earning my own money, and the money was a lot, honestly speaking. So out of being greedy, I went and squandered it. I actually put it into forex trading, and I lost so much money. I went into so much debt, more than what I was earning that year. I was in 3 times the debt, and I had to learn by losing my job, because eventually I did lose my job, and I was left with the debts that I could not pay, and I could not find a job. In that 3 months before my next job, the job that I have now in China, I actually managed to read 3 books, not because I was just enjoying reading. I read them because I needed to. It was a struggle. Nobody was willing to help me out. So I read 3 books about financial literacy, and I started making decisions for my future of how I would manage my own money.
Now you see.
Do you know that I am now long out of debt? I even forgot what it feels like to be in debt.
Okay, that's what we're talking about this morning. That's what hey, guess what? I'm gonna take a short break, brother, and we'll be right back with everything we're talking
no
about,
problem.
because it's very interesting. Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
peeps.
Okay. No problem. Yes.
Activate Core presents its annual virtual book tour from June 29th to August 31st. Journey with 30 authors from different genres and 8 different countries globally as they traverse the virtual spaces of YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, WhatsApp, WeChat, Facebook, and many others. Tuning for live radio interviews, webinars, and book reading activities. Share in the wonders of our stories every Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on the SchoolDem Radio station. We hope to see you on board.
Yes, each and every one. The program is called Activate Core. Yes. I'm your host to the most, DJ Funksion. Don't know. And we're linking up all the way from China. Yeah, we're coming from straight out of China this morning. Some very interesting topic. First of all, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Yes, and once again, I'm going to let my guest introduce himself to you once again, brother. Tell them your name again.
My name is Tshepo Matleketla.
Okay. Always spell. All right. Tshepo.
Yes, Tshepo.
P-O, that's
Tshepo.
Spell the other one now.
Oh, Matleketla is MATLHEKETLHA.
Okay. I'm a little bit curious. What race are you?
I am South African.
Oh, South African. Okay, so that's an African name. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. You see?
It's an African name.
Yeah. Okay.
It's from the Tswana culture, so the names tend to be very, very hectic.
Yes. That's why I don't want to spoil it. That's why I let you do it. Yeah.
You're more than welcome. You know that has been a struggle all my life. In fact, even in South Africa, there are still people who could not pronounce my surname.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Yeah.
It's a reality that I've been living with. In fact, my friends used to tease me that I probably failed grade 1 because of the difficult surname.
Wow. Hey, one of the rarest thing in life is when you cannot spell your name, you know. I tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
I was forced into being smart.
Yeah, in Jamaica they say you're dunce. If you get your name on a bowl of cake, you eat it. Yeah, that's what they used to say back home.
That's a funny saying.
Yeah, you eat your name on a bowl of cake. You don't even know that it's your name. Yeah, I tell you.
Wow, it's very similar in South Africa. If your parents were angry parents, they name you a bullet. If your parents were happy parents, they name you happiness or excited or something like that. Jubilant. You often hear very strange English names. Jubilant Matleketla or excited Matleketla or excellent Matleketla. That's when you know that the parents were very happy to have the kid. But if the kid was a result of a mistake, they'd call Matlakala, which means rubbish. Rubbish Matleketla, you know, wasted Matleketla. Results, HIV Matleketla, you know. Wow, these parents would just do these strange things, and unfortunately, the poor kid would not know until they get to grade 1 and they introduce themselves, and everybody just cracks up.
Oh man, I tell you. So you were born and raised in South Africa, right?
Yes, I was born and raised in South Africa.
Okay, so what was it like, you know, with school and the everything growing up?
South Africa, when I was born, it was 1989, which means apartheid was about to end. Nelson Mandela was about to be released from prison, and at that time I knew nothing. So by the time my eyes started opening, I fell into a new world that was free of apartheid. And I had the privilege of being in the same schools with white children and Indian children, mixed races. My parents used that advantage for me to be in boarding school. So I was raised in boarding school all my life.
Wow. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. And big up to you. Are your parents still alive?
They are still alive.
Praise God for them, man, every time, you know? Yes. So you go to how many school? Like, what was schooling?
I got to be in, let's see, grade R, I was a separate school. Grade 1 was a separate school. And then from grade 2 to grade 4 was a third school. And then from grade 6, I think, grade 6 to 7 was a fourth school. And then from high school, at least I started to one high school. So I was in 5 different schools before university.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
And each was a board.
Okay. Wow. Yes. So once again, I need you to tell the listener the name of your book again.
Yes.
And
the name of the book.
Yes. Go ahead.
Is That Cloud Has a Silver Lining. You will also notice that the silver is spelled SYLVER, not SILVER. So it's different. Silver.
So if they went online looking for the book, they got to type in your name, right?
Yes.
All right.
Type in my name.
All right. The book. The title of the book. The title of the book is.
That Cloud Has a Silver Lining.
That Cloud has a silver. Or you spell the silver SY.
SYLVER.
Lining by.
Yes. By Tshepo Matleketla.
Wow. One thing with the name, you got to keep on spelling it too. For
No problem.
Yeah.
TSHEPO. T for Tango, S for, what is S? Snake.
Yeah.
H for Hector. E for Echo. And P for Polly. And O for Octopus.
So, and the first name pronounced Tshepo.
Yes, Tshepo.
And the last name now, spell your surname now for us.
All right, let's spell the surname. M for Mama. A for Alpha. T for Tango. L for Lima. H for Hector. E for Echo. K for Kangaroo. E for Echo. T for Tango. L for Lima. H for Hector. And A for Alpha.
Okay, listeners, I hope you got it. Okay, sound very interesting though. Yes, and where can your books, where are they distributed then? Where can they be found?
Oh, the books are on about 7 different platforms online. Amazon being the easiest one to find. Smashwords, Barnes and Noble, and also recently I've started selling them on WeChat so that it's easier for people who are in China to find it. But then the other ones, just a moment. Yes, Barnes and Noble, Smashwords, Amazon, and WeChat.
Okay, you know I can give.
No, actually that's not all. For those in South Africa, I had to create a separate website for them. Take a lot actually delivers them physically. It works like Amazon. So in South Africa, Take a Lot is the best option to get a physical copy of the book.
Take a lot. Yeah,
Yes,
so you got a Take a Lot in South Africa that works like Amazon.
Yes, it works like Amazon.
Wow.
It works exactly like Amazon.
Well, we're getting a lot of information on SchoolDem Radio this morning, sharing with the listeners. Yes, and we still have 14 more minutes. You know, whatever you want to talk about, just feel free.
All right.
Whatever information you feel like you want to give out, you know, yeah, man, be free this morning. Yes.
All right. I will talk about what's coming up next. So, I've already started a YouTube channel in order to let people hear the poems, especially because eventually I believe poetry is like a ministry. It is a ministry where you are letting people connect with their emotions so that they can deal with them and be the best version of themselves. So, in me sharing on YouTube, it's because I want people to go in there and experience it. It's a very difficult and touchy topic to talk about one thing for over 5 minutes, and specifically that emotion. And many people don't have that. As a result, because I have it, I want people to enjoy it and use it as a healing session for themselves.
Wow.
So they can follow me on YouTube to hear more of the poems live when I perform them.
Talking about poetry though, right? When I was going to school early on, I think it was about grade 7 where I reached, and I was like waiting for this opportunity. Now, being a young man growing up without mother and father, and the whole community know that you don't have it like that. You know, you're barefooted. You know, you don't have any clothes like that. You don't even have food. I used to follow my friend home. Cause he lived nearby the school. So, you know, I used to follow him home every day for some of his lunch, and some of the time it wasn't anything much, you know. So, one lunchtime I saw him hiding from me, and it was so embarrassing that I started to hide him too. You know, so we both were hiding from each other. Yeah, I realized that.
Oh my goodness!
Yes, I realized the lunch wasn't enough. You know, so I was hiding too. I didn't want him to see that I saw him hiding. You know, to go and eat the little lunch that he have. Yes. So, okay. So I'm just saying that to say, okay. So So one day the teacher say everyone must write a poetry. You got to make up your own topic, and you got to write your own composition. All right. So yes, so that was an opportunity I was waiting for. Cause they know me, they know me as this child who doesn't have it like that. So, but they didn't know that I have this. Okay, so I need to show it, right? So it was more like an opportunity for me. So in those days, we used to have Claude McKay. I don't know if you remember the writer Claude McKay, like Lovely Dainty Spanish Neagle by Claude McKay, and all those poetry used to be in our reading books.
Oh, no.
Yes.
I
So
don't think I've heard of Claude McKay.
yeah, he was a great poet, Claude McKay. Look him up. All right.
I'm looking. How do you spell his name?
I think it's MCKAY, I guess. MRMA. I don't quite remember his last name, but it's Claude McKay. I remember him good like that, but yeah, I think you will find it though. Poet is a poet.
I will find it. Yeah.
He's one of those great poets in those days, and his poetry used to be in our reading book that we get in the school. So yeah, so upon the teacher saying that we must get our own topic and do our own thing, she makes sure she walk around the decks and take up all our reading books that we cannot copy from the book, right? So okay. All right, so everybody create their topic and write their poetry, and they bring it up to the decks, and teachers start to write, give some a stick, like whose one is good, and they put a X for whose one is not good. And unfortunately, when I reach up there, the teacher fling back my book on me, he throw it back at me and say, "You're cheating. Where's the book that you write this out of?" I say, "Miss, it's me created." She's like, "You're lying, you're cheating." You know. Listen, I never get a tick, I never get a X, I get nothing. Teacher just throw back my book at me. Yeah. She never believed until this day she believed that I'm cheating. Yeah. That was my first opportunity to write a poetry or to compose. Yeah, that. And I didn't get any credit for it. Instead, my teacher was mad at me. Yeah.
Oh, it was too good. That means the poem was too good.
Too good to be true. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's an amazing skill to possess. Eh?
Yes.
In fact, when I think about my high school days, I used to hate poetry. I hated it so much because we were forced to do poems by Shakespeare, William Shakespeare, and I don't remember who the other man was. It must be Robert Frost. Robert Frost's poem, the one that I read on my own, was interesting, but the ones that they made us study at school was so boring, and I really used to dread having to learn about onomatopoeias and metaphors and all of these alliterations until the day I started writing my own poetry, which was now in grade 12. I had no reason to be writing because I hated it, but it connected to my emotions, and it made sense. For the first time in my life, I just felt, wow, maybe I didn't hate it that much. Maybe the teacher was a bad teacher, but poetry was not bad at all.
I tell you.
That's how I felt about poetry.
I tell you.
Yeah. So when I see people, in fact, I need to tell you, when my real love for writing poetry grew was in university, where I was walking around the campus this one time, and I saw a group of students. They looked like sophomores, like second years, third years, and all the first year students were in class, but they were there on the field in a circle, and I wanted to see what they were doing. And when I got there, they were rhyming, and they were busy reciting their poetry out of their minds, out of their brains, not reading it from a book. I was so excited. I thought, wow, so actually poetry is not like William Shakespeare where you read it from a textbook. It's actually something that people write now. They write it today, and it's performed today, this year. It's relevant to people our age who are going through what we're going through now, who have cell phones, who know what the internet is, who can actually write about something that is relative online,
Yep.
And I thought I really underestimated the power of poetry and its ability to change the way we see things. I did not know that poetry is the reason why we like certain presidents and we don't like certain presidents. Barack Obama and Thabo Mbeki. Thabo Mbeki was the second president after Nelson Mandela. He said a poem on his inauguration that stuck through the generations. Even now, if you ask somebody, what did Thabo Mbeki do? They will tell you about the poem.
Okay.
I'm an African.
Okay. What is his name? Thabo Mbeki.
Thabo Mbeki.
Thabo Mbeki. That's the president after Nelson Mandela.
Yes.
Okay.
We loved him because of the poetry that he spoke was his intellect. It was an expression of his intellect and his love for the country and for Africa as a whole.
That sounds very interesting, yes. We're glad for those information, yes, to pass it on to people. Yes, that's very good information right there. Yes, man.
Yeah, so even Barack Obama, I mean, immediately when somebody thinks of Barack Obama, we think of, yes, you can. Yes, you can. And it was the manner in which he repeated it. It was very poetic.
Right.
It was a speech for America, but the rest of the world who were listening to it felt like, wow, there's actually true hope out there. And we were just watching it on TV, but we were touched. We wanted to meet this man.
But even like our Jamaican Marcus Garvey, he said something similar to that way. I think that was a poetry also, where he said, a man who lost confidence in himself is twice defeated in the race of life.
Wow.
A man who has no confidence in himself, yes, is twice defeated in the race of life. Yeah, that's a poetry. That's a poetry.
That is poetry. That is poetry right there.
That's a word. Yeah, you're twice defeated in the race of life if you don't have any confidence in yourself. Yes.
Very, very true. Very, very true. And that confidence has to have a source. The source of our confidence is the Lord, our God. If your faith is lacking, very often your confidence will follow.
Of course.
So
you're true.
You have to build your faith, and when that is being placed in its right place, then God just gives you the confidence to put your word out there, to put your beliefs out there.
Amen to that, my
your
brother.
Ministry out there.
Amen to that, my brother. I tell you, I always tell people, from the first time I realized I can write the first song that I wrote, right? All right. I always have a relationship with Christ, because knowing that I don't have no father, I didn't have anywhere else to turn. It was a comfort.
God was your only father.
Yeah, it was always there. It was the only way. I didn't see no other way. So I learned to trust him, and I built that confidence from that time until now. I tell you, I never doubt him. I never doubt him. And guess what? Guess what that do for me? Everything I go towards, I go towards it with full confidence. And guess what?
Yes.
I've never failed. That confidence never failed me. Never yet.
Yeah.
Because you're confident before you start the race that you're gonna win. You know that feeling?
Yes.
Yes. That's the feeling.
Otherwise, don't even bother running the race.
Don't bother running the race if you feel like you're not gonna win. Yeah, don't even start.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So true.
Yes, when I used to perform, and I used to do a lot of performance, stage performance, and I used to sing in the hotel for tourism, back home, especially on the North Coast. So I used to work with this guy. He have a band, and Many of the time when the lead singer not there, you know, I fit in as lead singer. I actually do everything. I play instrument. I do everything around music. So, you know, the guy was like always he's like Funksion. I noticed one thing. You know, when the other singer guys they are singing, the guests there will be the guests will be still talking to each other. They will still be eating or doing something. But every time you touch the stage, everybody stop what they are doing and start pay attention to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the confidence. Confidence just draws them in, right?
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm getting to. It's like every time you touch the stage, everybody have to stop what they're doing and start to pay full attention to you. Yeah. That confidence, that come on, you know, that come on, it give you like a come on. Yes, it give you like a come on and like, yeah. I'm trying to explain it. Yeah. What it did to me.
It's so true. It's so true. In fact, the one poet that I really looked up to, I even tried to on LinkedIn and Facebook because now we're worlds apart. But he was doing engineering at the time, and I was doing geology. We never meet in class, so the only place we really met was at that session where he was performing. He would perform his poetry with his arms swinging. You know when someone moves in, he moves forward and he moves back, and then his arms are stretching, and it was like a live performance of an acting mime.
Okay, like an acting live poet.
The words flew out of his mouth. They came out of his mouth like you could see them. It's in his eyes. It's in his nose. It's the way he breathes when he's about to say the next word. And it was so amazing that I felt, no ways. This guy has got a spirit in him that I also want. I want exactly that thing that he's got, that confidence. And I was drawn to that confidence. I made him my friend. Even though we were not in the same class, I made him my friend, and I had to learn from him that the confidence is what makes the poem. It is what sells the poem.
Yes,
you go
it is.
And you tell somebody what you believe. They look at the way you believe in it, and they start believing it.
Okay, my brother, we have 1 more minute for you to once again tell the folks again your name, where they can get your book, the name of the book, real quick. Yes.
Okay. My name is Tshepo. The spelling is hard, but you will get it. And my book is titled That Cloud Has a Silver Lining. The silver, please remember, it's SYLVER. It is the only one that's spelled like that. And you can find my books on Amazon, Smashwords, Barnes and Noble, Take a Lot, and a couple of other platforms, which I believe if you find it, you will definitely know where to find them. Also, contact me on WhatsApp or WeChat, and I will lead you to the right place for the country that you're in.
And do you have a website otherwise? No?
I have a website called tshepolibrary.online. That's where you can also follow. It will lead you to Amazon eventually, and you can buy it directly from there.
Okay, my brother.
And I do have YouTube too. Do follow me on YouTube. I've got a YouTube channel spelled the same name, Tshepo Matleketla, the way you spell it, and you will find me.
Okay, my brother. So it was so very nice speaking with you this morning. Okay, and I wish you all the best with your books, and yes, keep that confidence. Okay.
Thank you so much. I love your confidence, and thank you for hosting me today.
You're welcome. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.
God bless you too.
Okay, people. Okay, so we got one more coming up. One more coming up at 10 minutes to. Don't forget the name of the program is Activate Core, where you heard from the writers about their books, and they come from all different parts of the world. This one just come to you from straight out of China, but he is original from South Africa. You hear it for yourself. Okay, we